Welcome, everyone, to Reset Your Metabolism and Optimize Longevity. My name is Lindsay Burwell. I am a functional wellness practitioner. I love so much everything about biohacking, metabolic health, detox pathways, and just really creating that better quality health span. So, today we're really going to dive into metabolism and optimizing that longevity at the cellular level. So, this truly, think about it as like your foundation, your upgrade to burn more fat, sleep better, to de-bloat, and really to step into your highest self. I always talk about that because I know for me, 10 years ago, when I just felt completely awful, my quality of life was so low. And we don't have a dress rehearsal for life. This is it. And I want everyone to experience the fullness that each day has to bring. And we can only do that when we can step into our highest self and be in alignment with our true vitality. So I work with a lot of clients who struggle a lot with bloating, inflammation, just kind of feeling blah, right? Not feeling their best. And this is always the story. This was my story too. You eat healthy, you exercise, you do all the right things, but why don't you feel great? Why does your metabolism not work good? You still feel bloated, you still feel tired, you just feel stuck, your energy is off, just literally all the things. And I want you to know it's not your fault. It truly is rooted in metabolic dysfunction, your metabolism, and it's truly at that cellular level. So we can heal that. We can absolutely get into that. And just to share and resonate, I get it. I was there. This is me, picture of me 10 years ago. Nothing is wrong with me there. Most people, including myself, it's like, you're beautiful, but I did not feel good. That was really the crux of it. I just didn't feel great. I had chronic IBS. I had tons of inflammation. I just always felt like my gut was just very bloated. Constipation. I had debilitating anxiety. Always just kind of stressed and low mood, low functioning, low energy, all of that. And I'm going to tell you something. I was eating healthy, running marathons. I've always been active. It's not been an exercise thing for me. And the frustrating part too is I always felt off and I would go to doctors and they would just say, everything looks fine. Your labs look normal. Everything looks completely normal here. And I would just walk away okay, I know I'm not dying. I know I don't have cancer. I know it's not anything crazy, but why do I feel off? And how can I optimize that? So it really wasn't until I learned how to reset my body truly at the cell. Because if you think of it, all we are trillions of cells, right? When babies are created, when we were created, it was an embryo of cells, and then those cells duplicated. So if you think about your gut and your liver and your skin and everything, your digestion, all it is a bunch of cells. So when they start presenting physical symptoms of ailment, it's just at the cell. Those cells are not happy. We need to heal the cell and everything will start to come together. Everything is connected back to the cell ultimately. So let's talk about well, why would we feel this way? If we're eating healthy, we're exercising, all of that. Some diets are it's all about calories, eat less, or, count your macros. And believe me, I've done all of that. Especially, my lowest, I was just trying everything and trying to really nail it down. But really ultimately, how our metabolism is set up, it's set up at the cell. And if there's stress at the cell, if there's inflammation at the cell, if there's dysfunction, if there's toxin overload, if we are not getting good high quality sleep, if we have micronutrient deficiencies, we have drainage and detox pathway issues, if we are chronically exposed to toxins and we're not eliminating them, that's just your body is finally hitting its max and it's coming out through physical manifestations of symptoms. And that's just your body's way of talking to you. I want you to think about your symptoms, whatever they are, slow metabolism, headache, inflammation, IBS, whatever it is for you personally, is just your body trying to speak to you. It's tapping you on the shoulder and it's saying, hey, I need a little TLC. I need a little bit of help. Please get in here and help me clean out these cells so I can feel better. It's really just your body's way of talking and saying, I've hit my threshold and now I need you to get in here and help me out. Okay, so let's dive a little bit deeper. So what are some of the top things that keep you stuck and kind of like wreck those cells, right? One is definitely inflammation from food. So there can be foods that cause, inflammation, especially gluten. If you live here in America, poor quality dairy, think about it. If you're eating dairy from cows that are pumped with hormones and steroids, and then you're getting the byproduct of that, like, your body does not feel great with that. It could be eating foods that are high sourced in mold or sprayed with pesticide. Just our body's going to tolerate some, but at some point it's going to be like, okay, please, literally, just stop. It could be that you have inflammation from mold, from EMF, from bacteria, candida. You could have a lot of internal resistance that needs to be cleansed, and cleared out. EMFs, electromagnetic fields, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, air pollution. I know we don't see these things, but they definitely contribute to downregulation of our cells. And although, like, avoiding is not the goal. We live in this world. We can't avoid it all, but um, reducing exposure, supporting drainage is just really, really important. Blood sugar chaos. So a lot of people, including me, like before I studied this, I used to think, oh, blood sugar, I'm not diabetic. It's totally fine. But blood sugar is the crux of metabolic flexibility, and meaning like your body's ability to burn fat and receive energy. And anytime, so our blood sugar doesn't just spike when we eat sugar. It actually spikes when we are stressed, when we don't sleep good, from high toxic overload, and from like constant snacking, eating processed food. So think about it. No one's perfect in this world. We all learn these things. And just what happens is over time, it does compound, and it does make us a little more insulin sensitive. And it just keeps us in this hyper inflamed state, kind of giving us that layer of like inflammation where we're like, it just won't budge. Just 5, 10 pounds will not budge. Stress overload. So yeah, like cortisol being in chronic fight or flight, your body does not feel safe. That's not going to want to heal. So really supporting nervous system, supporting, your body's ability to get into that parasympathetic and feel that safety. Our brain does not know like why we're stressed. It just thinks, is Lindsay being chased by a tiger? Like, because that's what it used to be when we were stressed. It doesn't think like, oh, Lindsay's driving in a car and isn't breathing fully. So signaling safety is so important. We talked a little about this, but again, just to drive it home, like drainage, detox, liver congestion. Our liver, our bodies were not meant to live in like 2025. They were meant to live like 100, 200 years ago, where there was not so much inundation of the toxins, air pollution, right? So our liver ultimately does have to process this. It has to clean this. It has to filter this. And so think about it. Think about how much more filtering, processing, cleansing it has to do. It's bottlenecked. It's overwhelmed. It cannot keep up, especially if you have something like the MTFHR gene mutation, like you already don't detox well. What I'm saying here is, if you're not like an active participant in detoxification, I don't mean like juice cleanses. I don't mean like, just self-deprivation detox, like the trendy cultural, thought of it. I'm really talking about like getting into the cells and cleaning them up. If we're not doing that, it's going to absolutely exacerbate to inflammation and kind of feeling off in that metabolism. And just really like poor cellular health, micronutrients, all of these things are so important for happy cells. So let's talk about like, what do we need to reset our metabolism? Like, you've been working out, you've been counting calories, maybe it's helped, but you still don't feel 100%. So what can we do? What are some ideas here? We got to heal your gut for sure. We got to get in there. We got to remove any candida, any parasites, bacterial overgrowth. Like, we want to reheal that mucosal lining, get you absorbing nutrients better, getting you digesting foods better, getting daily clearing bowel movements. All of this is going to contribute to lower inflammation and even just like better gut brain connection. There's so many layers here. This was a game changer for me, truly. We need to build more lean muscle. Our body wants and craves muscle density. So getting in the gym, lifting weights, like bone density, all of this is so important. We need to start detoxing. We need to implement a daily ritual of detoxing. It could be dry brushing. It could be sauna. It could be castor oil over your liver at night. It could be your lymphatic power plate. It could be drinking cilantro, blending it up, or cooking more with cilantro, right? Like, we can use earth and foods, and there's so many different modalities I love to teach on. We want to balance blood sugar. So eating a protein fiber forward diet. We want to add in some apple cider vinegar, go for our walks after we eat. We want to space out our meals so our insulin can go back down, our blood sugar can go back down. We want to stop eating before bedtime. These are all my little like tips and tricks that work really well in balancing blood sugar. And even looking at optimization and regenerative healing like peptides. You probably see I'm always talking about peptides because I'm just fascinated with biohacking, and I love that we can get high quality, clean and peptides to really give our body those little messengers to get them working the way that they were designed back to their youthful state. So that's always an option too. Let's talk about how we feel when we do this work. Does it require effort? Yes. And I will tell you, anytime we change habits and behaviors, our brain literally wigs out. It starts getting dramatic and it goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Why are we doing this? Why are we moving forward, making these changes? This requires a lot of effort, and I actually don't want to do this. Our brain cares more about protecting us than it does about making us feel good, right? It doesn't care if something is healthy. It wants to go back to safety and to comfort. And right now, what you're doing in this inflamed state even is what is safety and comfort to your brain. So when you go to change your environment, change your behaviors, your brain gets the signal that something's wrong, and it will create drama and tell you, this isn't worth it. Stop, go back to where you were. Like, you did it for 2 days, it didn't work. Just literally, it's too much work, right? So we have to like acknowledge this as we proceed in healing and optimization. Just know our brain's going to chatter, but we just need to keep it at bay. And just know this work really is worth it, because when your metabolism resets, when your body feels great, you start burning fat effectively. Whoa, it's not as hard as it needs to be when our cells are happy. You wake up with energy and clear focus. Can you imagine what that's like? Like waking up and you have a full day ahead and you're charged and you can serve your family and love your friends and get things done and just enjoy the fullness of each day, right? We can digest food better. We can go out to eat and not feel like we're 9 months pregnant afterwards. Like, that is a goal of all of ours, I feel like. We can get real results without doing these crazy extreme diets, without starving ourselves and eating less and less and less, and restricting and just getting into that unhealthy eating, disordered eating, really, which, you guys, like, full vulnerability, I've been there, and it is not fun, and I never want to go back. I never want to go back to that life. And just the fun part is like reverse age, right? From the inside out. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw I've been like really heavy in this work for 10 years, but like definitely detoxification last like 3 years. And last year I actually did like a 4-phase, like all year detox. And my liver is now, okay, so I'm 34. My biological age is 27. My liver's 21. It's so crazy. I was like joking with my friends. Maybe we need to go get some wine and celebrate my 21st liver birthday. But yeah, it really, we can absolutely start reverse aging and just create longer, healthier health spans, right? The goal isn't to live forever, but it's to feel our best for as long as that we're here. Just some fun like testimonies. I've got to work with over 300 clients just even last year, and like to get little peeks at their journey and little wins, even non-scale wins, but sometimes they are like scale wins because they've been something they've been working on for a long time. But Sarah and Danielle, like huge wins on not just weight loss, but skin, like their cravings down, all these things. And just finally, what I love always hearing too is like, I finally feel safe in my body. I finally feel aligned in my body. I finally feel that true sense of vitality. And so that is something that we all deserve. And sometimes we just need to get in there. We need the right support and system in place to do that. And I love this. This isn't a diet. It's a full body metabolic awakening and optimization. Here's why it's also really effective. So I'm kind of talking a little bit about the method that I use to heal my body at the cell. I actually use what I teach in the Metabolic Reset program. And it's truly the exact phases that you need to go through to heal your body at the cell. So we also, too, why it's so effective, we use functional testing like the metabolic scan for very precise data. I do blood work too, but I like the metabolic scan because we can get about 3 months worth of data. And I like personalized data. I customize and curate my vitamins based on my own data. I like metrics. I like to see progress with this data. So I just love it from a functional approach, and that's my go-to. And we walk through those exact biological steps it takes to heal yourself, the step-by-step in the Metabolic Reset program. And we use a lot of great longevity tools like peptides, stem cell to really turn the body back on and reverse aging. But most importantly, like this is what's so important to me, is that Everyone learns how to become their own self-healing champion, because we don't want to always have to rely on doctors and wait 6 weeks to be seen and run a test and do all the things and be in this rat race and this hamster wheel. I want you guys to know how to do this on your own. And so when you have a flare up, when you feel down, like, you know exactly how to pinpoint. And instead of it bringing you down for a year or a month, it might be just one day where you're inflamed, you get on it and it's feeling good again. Um, and just to drive home, like, your body really wants to heal. It just needs the roadmap. It really is meant to heal. If our body did not want us to heal, if we got a paper cut, in that second, we would bleed out and die. But our body, no, we get a paper cut and it goes right to clotting that blood. It is on our side. And I love that visual, just to remind me, like, sometimes, you might feel like your body's against you, and just to remember, like, no, my body's not broken. It's on my team. We are on the same team. It wants me to live. So that roadmap, truly, you can find in the Metabolic Reset program. If this is like a journey you want to take, I would love to be on this journey with you. And the Metabolic Reset program is my step-by-step method on how to do that. So this is just, kind of going over again. How can we work together? How can we heal your body? How can we reset your metabolism? How can we start turning back the clock? I really urge you to look into the Metabolic Reset program. Having a guide and a coach like me to be your cheerleader, to show you the way, is truly an honor. And I'd love to be able to do that for the clients that I've worked with in the past, and just seeing my own, transformation as well. We also, though, could start with a metabolic scan, but I'll tell you, 90% of my clients want more. They want deeper diving after that. So I'll end this to say that we are all meant to live beautiful lives. Our body's waiting for us. We unfortunately don't live in a world where we can just do it on autopilot with our head in the sand. We have to get in there. We have to do this work. And isn't it an investment? Yes. It's an investment in time, in energy, in emotions, and in money too, right? But I always say, you either invest it now, or you invest it in ways you really, really don't want to down the road, in disease and ailment and hospitals and all of that. So I just encourage everyone to know that, like, their body's on their side, and healing is right around the corner, and finding the right support, a person to work with, is like the most important thing. And I am here if that is something that is for you. If you have any questions at all, please let me know. You can DM me on Instagram, Ready. That is usually the best way to kind of get a hold of me. Or you can also sign up for a consult through my link in bio on Instagram. So hopefully I will be able to meet you soon if I haven't already. And if you have any questions, just let me know.